Yo! What's up, guys? Welcome to vlog number 70. Wow, that's wild. So today I want to talk about chords and yeah, more chords. If you guys ask me about some of the comping of like kind of walking bass or like, you know, this kind of motion stuff, and I wanted to say a few things. So basically we're talking about shell voicing chords. So there are four kind of shapes for the sixth string and four shapes for the fifth string, which I talked about before, but I'll add a few options to kind of reharmonize and things like that to create more motion. So just going over the first thing, so C7 would look like that, C minor would look like that, minor 7, C major 7, C diminished, then from the fifth string there will be C major 7, C7, C minor 7, and C diminished could be that or that. I think that's better. I mean, you know, because that sounds like an inversion to me, but so that's like, that makes more sense. Although of course it's legitly diminished. So let me play it one more time with you guys so you can actually play with me slowly and carefully. So C major 7, just making sure. C7, C minor 7, and C diminished. And try to listen to the sound and really absorb the information. Fifth string, play it with me. C major 7, C7, C minor 7, and C diminished. So now when we have a chord, for example, a 2-5, so let's say we have a 2-5 going to, you know, G major, so A minor 7, D7, G major 7. So we know that we have, if we have a dominant, the 5, we can sub that chord with a tritone substitution, right? Because the 3 and the 7, which are the notes that describe the chord in its most kind of conveying the color, right? We have the 3 if it's major or minor, and 7 if it's a tonic chord or is it a dominant. So these two notes are you know, you can change that chord, basically D7 with A flat. You're just changing the bass. Of course it sounds different, but it functions in a very similar way. So that's why we kind of agree on jazz that once we have a dominant chord, a 5 chord, we can sub that chord for the tritone substitution. Cool. So we have a 2-5 and we're going here. So instead of D7, I can play A flat. We know that, right? So I'm thinking about, you know, 2 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, cool. Now I can also play. I can play the 2 of the tritone substitution. So if this is a tritone substitution, A flat 7. So I can play the E flat minor 7, which is the 2, as if I'm going here, but we're actually going here. So another progression from that 2-5 could be right. So, and also I can mess around a little bit with the order. It could, of course, it would sound different, but what about So I'm kind of asking myself, okay, we have a tension, release, the tension is a dominant. I'm thinking about that kind of target point going to the G. Yes, I know we have a 2-5, but I'm changing it a little bit, and I'm changing the order using the tritone substitution. So another option, right? So I'll just play it again. I think that's what I played. So D7, E flat minor, A minor, A flat 7, G major 7. So, you know, if we take kind of into all the things you are the last couple of vlogs, so I'll just do it with all the things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So when I had the dominant, when I had an E flat, I used the A7 as well, but I also used the 2 of the A7, so I got the E minor, the E flat, and the A7 there. And then on the G7, the same thing. So I said, I know I have a G7 leading back, or leading to the third, to C major. We're in A flat, so C major is the third of A flat major. So when I have G7, I said, okay, cool, but I can play a tritone sub. I can also play the 2-5 of the tritone, which would be in that case A flat minor 7, D flat 7, and although I only have the G, I added the 2 of the 5, so I added a D minor, and then I kind of mixed them. So the chord before was D flat major 7, and then I played something like that. And it's kind of cool, you can create a little bit of motion. That's one kind of mechanical device that we can use. Another thing is like playing a half step above or below the note. So you know, if you have an F minor, you can, or now it depends on the situation, you can extend it. So it could be a full chord note, or you know, if you play all the things and you play F sharp for 2 chord notes, it might sound awful. But if you're playing a blues and you're playing F sharp for like, might not sound that bad. So it kind of depends on the situation. So what I would suggest is taking, you know, a 2-5 and starting to explore that, and then taking maybe one A section of all the things you are, and trying to see the options of like. Now I'm really exaggerating. I wouldn't play like that, but you can still see the motion, and it gives it some edge. But if you do it like once, maybe in an A section, or twice, and then that's it. And then we can do the tritone thing that we did. So maybe just one more time. Right? We had the G7, we did all these chords leading to the C. So, I mean, these are really simple devices that you can use to kind of add more chords to create some more motion. Again, talking just about chord notes, not even messing around with the rhythm. And inversions, you know, would be a good way to create more motion. So if you have an F7 and we want a whole bar of F7, so I like just like doing F7, then it's basically kind of E flat. It's basically E flat major first inversion, but the notes are, you know, G, E flat, and B flat, so it's like an F9 sus, but it's like a moving thing. So the real chord is that. So I'm going here. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I feel like, you know, I'm kind of leading to that F major first inversion. So for me, if I'm going from F to B flat major, so right. So it's a very, very simple but kind of effective, and you can find these kind of line cliches from bass players, and you know, checking out different guitar players. That's right. So you can come up with your own stuff. Like if you have a G minor, right? Maybe. So I did like G minor. So I did like, yeah, I did G minor, A diminished to G minor first inversion, and then the next chord was, the next bar is C major, but so I was leading to the C with a diminished chord going here. So again, right, so it's really simple motion, but it's still effective because it's like, you know, you're getting from place A to place B with a little bit of colors in between. You can have some melodic ideas that would enhance the line, like if you're playing a blues and you have this like that kind of like chromatic idea, and you're supporting it with some bass motion and some colors in the chord, it would create more, I think, more interest. So these are two Actually three very simple devices that I would encourage you to check out. Again, first one was just using tritone sub and using the two of the tritone sub, and then I was saying that it's like playing half step above or you know, around the chord basically. And then the third one was just like doing that, not fake motion, but some motion with inversions, kind of completing the chord. So yeah, it's really simple, but it's really effective, and you can again figure out steps that you like and come up with your own like little things that you can use. And of course, if you do it on 2/5 and you figure out some 2/5s, you'll find it many times in our jazz songs. So cool. Thank you for listening. Signing off. I'll see you guys very soon.